major scale. Before we get too far into this, I do want to give you a little bit of a disclaimer. I don't like the term scale when referring to a group of notes that we would use to, say, compose or improvise with. A scale is a group of notes that ascends and then descends, or just ascends or just descends. I believe the more correct term would be pitch collections, groups of pitches that we use to improvise or compose with. My buddy Ron Jackson says the major scale is the mother of all scales. Major pitch collection, mother of all pitch collections. I will use scale and pitch collection interchangeably, but I'm trying to break the habit. So I believe that scales and scale patterns, scale fingerings on the guitar are a little bit different than other instrumentalists. Say a pianist wants to play the C major scale. They have a fingering for that hits all the proper keys. However, that fingering is consistent across every octave. Here is a fingering for a C major scale. Here's the second octave. That's a completely different fingering. However, when pianists need to play the D flat major scale instead of the C major scale, they have to learn a completely different fingering for that. When as guitar players, all we have to do is this, which I find has lulled a lot of guitar players into a false sense of security. I've seen many a player with 2 or 3 fingerings for a major scale, and so excited that they can play in all 12 keys using those 2 or 3 fingerings. But when I ask them to play a certain key in a certain part of the neck, they get a little bit lost and they have to calculate. I don't like calculation. I just want to play. With all that in mind, my approach to playing scales on the guitar is less from tonic to tonic and more what's available in that part of the neck. And we build a system out of that. There are many great fingering systems for the major scale. I happen to be a 3 notes per string player. My hero doesn't like 3 notes per string, but I think it's fine. There's a consistent number of things happening here and here on all of the strings. And in each position, there's a consistent number of notes. Less things for me to think about, quicker to get to the muscle memory. I've studied the major scale, and what I have found out is that there are only 3 different sets of 3 adjacent notes, interval-wise. We have whole step, half step, whole step, and whole step, half step. Those are the only 3 things that will ever happen across 3 adjacent notes. If we're only playing 3 notes on a string, those are the only 3 things that will ever happen across a string. So with that, let's get into my finger formation formula concept. If those are the only 3 shapes that happen on one string, let's assign each one of them a name. The 2 whole steps I call formation 1 because it's wide. It's a wide stretch. It's a 5-fret spread. I call it the wide 1. It's a little bit of illiterate alliteration. Something that I like to think about in formation 1 is I like to finger that 1, 2, 4 rather than 1, 3, 4. I see that all the time because I basically start it in a 4-fret spread position, and then I rotate the wrist and just reach back with the first finger. It's a little bit of an extension. Easy, no strain, can live here all day. Formations 2 and 3 are a little bit easier because they are just 4-fret spreads. And they both use fingers 1 and 4. In formation 2, and here's an easy way to remember it, we use the second finger, 1, 2, 4. In formation 3, we use the third finger, 1, 3, 4. So, 1, 2, 3. Those are the formations. All we need to do is put them together across the strings. So what I like to do is I like to give everybody the starting fret and the starting letter. Where our first finger is, that's going to be our anchor fret. And that's going to change when we move across the strings. If we're staying on the same fret, I call this like a 2-2, formation 2, formation 2, both starting at the second fret. However, if I'm at the first fret here, and then I need to go to the second fret, I denote that with a plus. So let's get into the formulas. Put all the formations together, and we can play our scales. So here at the first fret, or F, we have formation 1, plus formation 2, formation 2, formation 3, plus formation 3, formation 1. And I call that the fourth position, because I like C major, not dealing with any hashtags or any little B's. We're only dealing in letters. It starts on the letter F, the note F. F is the fourth degree of the key of C. C, D, E, F. Fourth degree. So if I play that position anywhere, that formula, say here at the 7th fret, 1 plus 2, 2, 3, plus 3, 1. This is the fourth degree of the key that we're playing in. So this is, I'd call this the fourth position of F sharp. F sharp, G sharp, you can just count letters here. F, G, A, B is the fourth of the key of F sharp. So the positions are movable. But if you're just starting out with this, I recommend just living in C for a while. It's not gonna hurt you. Let's get the rest of these positions down. Fifth position, starting at the 3rd fret, letter G. This one starts out 1, 1, 1, plus 2, plus 2, 3. 1, 1, plus 2, plus 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, plus 2, plus 2, 3. Let's grab the 6th position, the 5th fret, starting on A. 3, 3, 1, 1, plus 1, plus 2. 3, 3, 1, 1, plus 1, plus 2. Let's grab the 7th position. This one so happens to be at the 7th fret. Starting on the letter B. 2, 2, 3, 3, plus 1, 1. Now we're at the 8th fret, letter C, first position in the key of C. I like this one because it's an easy formula to remember. 1, 1, plus 2, 2, plus 3, 3. 1, 1, plus 2, 2, plus 3, 3. Really as easy as 1, 2, 3. Now we're at the 2nd position, starting on the letter D. A little tricky thing happens here. Starts out with 3, and then 1, 1, 1. And our first finger is here at the 10th fret. However, we're going to have to move to the 12th fret for our next note. I denote that with a plus plus. So, 3, 1, 1, 1, plus plus, 2, 2. 3, 1, 1, 1, plus plus, 2, 2. And hey, we only have one position left. The 3rd position, starting at the 12th fret, letter E. 2, 3, 3, 1, plus 1, 1. 2, 3, 3, 1, plus 1, 1. That's all 7 positions, and that's all 7 positions in the key of C. However, because they're all movable on the guitar, we can get all 12 keys. Or 15 keys, depending on who you ask. Now, is this system for everyone? Probably not. This is just the simplest and most concise way I've been able to get guitarists playing through the major scale positionally on the guitar. If you've tried learning your scales in the past, but have had difficulty, give this a shot, see if it helps you. If you've never learned a major scale at all, give it a shot. If you know, like the 5 fingerings of the caged, system. Probably don't need to worry about this. But why are you watching this video? So, practice recommendation. Always play however slow it takes for you to play it cleanly with no mistakes. And please, if you make a mistake right here, don't start back at the beginning and repeat the same mistake over and over again while you're getting really good at this section. Isolate the problem areas. 2 strings at a time. Now let me tell you, the problem areas are probably going to be the 3rd string moving to the 2nd string. Because there's never not a plus there. And again, I'm playing it pretty quick because I don't want to waste your time. However slow it needs to be for you to play it correct. If it's half the speed, a quarter the speed, so be it. You know what they say, practice makes permanent. If you practice mistakes, you're going to play mistakes. Spend 15 minutes a day working on one position. Figuring out where the problem areas are, spending 5 minutes maybe on those problem areas. Just get very comfortable playing the position back and forth. Do that on day 1. The next day, warm up with that position, see if you can remember it. Then, move on to the next position. Looking for the problem areas, spending 5 minutes addressing the problem areas, and just getting comfortable. Do that every day, and in a week you will have put in 15 minutes on all 7 positions. Now by the time day 8 rolls around, you'll probably forget what you did down at the low part of the guitar. That's okay, you haven't forgotten it all, I promise. It'll come back quick. Week 2, you can start doing 2 positions a day. Then after a week, you will have practiced all 7 positions twice, 7.5 minutes. Week 3, 3 positions a day. And you can do it, 3 at a time. Or you can play, 4th position, 5th position, 6th position on day 1, and then 5th position, 6th position, and 7th position on day 2. However you want to do it. 5 minutes each, and by the 3rd week, you will have practiced all 7 positions 3 times. Continue for as long as it takes for this to become second nature. Because I've got a little bit of a cheat code when it comes to learning the notes on the guitar. The names of the notes. Remember how I said I like the key of C? Only letters. No sharps, no flats. No hashtags, no little B's. I also gave you the starting letter in each position. So, we're going to play what I call the alphabet game. If this is an F, play until you hit G. F, G. Then retake when we hit this A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And say it out loud. Look at your hand while you're doing this alphabet game. It's going to build the neural pathways in your head. When you put your finger down right here, it has something to do with the letter C. B, C, A, C. No calculation required. Just know where all the natural letters are on the guitar. But what about the sharps and flats? If you need a sharp, take one of your natural notes, raise it a fret. You need a flat, take one of your natural notes, lower it a fret. Essentially what we're doing is we're turning the guitar into the white keys of the piano. And let me tell you, by students who know where all the notes are on the guitar, it's a lot easier to go over music theory and building chords with those students, rather than having to spit out fret numbers and they have no idea what they're playing. We'll get into how to move around the other keys and various patterns in these pitch collections. in a later video. But this should get you going. You'll find all the formulas in the description below. If you're confused on anything, please leave a comment. I'm happy to try to help you out, or I'll make a video addressing what's giving you trouble. If you're really confused, consider clicking the link in the description and booking a lesson, or signing up for weekly lessons, or checking out my workshops, which happen multiple times a week. And please subscribe and hit the little bell notification icon so you won't miss what I have to say about music and the guitar. Hope to see some of y'all again. Practice.